Hi friends. So today's topic is one of the important topic because some questions you will need the help of this class which I'm talking. Okay. So the topic of today's one of the session is stack. Okay. So what is a stack? So let me tell you. All of you already know what's a stack, right? But let me give an example. Anyhow. So stack you can get when you keep something on top of other. The normal English meaning of stack means if you keep something on top of the other, then it is called as a stack. For example, I hope you remember in your college days you have to keep record books, right? So this is that record book, and upon this there was another record book, upon this there was another record book. Agree? Yes, like this there are record books, right? And now this is called as a stack. This is only called as a stack. Is it clear? When you keep something in a straight line on top of the other, it is called as a stack. So now imagine that first person A has kept the book, okay? Then person B has kept the book, then person C has kept the book, then person D has kept the book. So A, B, C, D. Yes. So who is the first? Who kept the book first? First, A kept the book. Who kept the book at the end? Okay, at the last, who kept the book? Don't you think D kept the book at the last? Yes. So, okay, this is our insertion order, right? Insertion. In the insertion, first I have inserted A, then I have inserted D. But when you remove, right? When you remove the book, let's say remove. Okay, when the teacher removes your book, how will that teacher remove your book? Tell me, will your teacher remove the A book first? No, the teacher will remove that book which is on the top. When your teacher has to correct the record book, don't you think that teacher will take the book which is on the top? So when you remove, what is the first element to be removed? That is a D. And what is the last element to be removed? Last element to be removed is A. I hope it is clear. Which means, don't you think which you inserted first is removed at the end? Agree? Yes. Which you inserted first is removed at the end. That is the meaning of this is our stack. Okay, stack is heading. That is nothing but first in. Okay, the first book which came in is the last person to go out. So last out, first in, last out. Philo. Okay, stack is also called as philo. Now there is one more name to it. What is one more name? Don't you think which was inserted last is removed first? So last in first out, or first in last out. So we will tell it as the book which came last. Don't think D was the book which came last. Last which was in is the first person to go out. So we can also call it as last in, first out. LIFO or philo. In this way you can tell as stack. So I hope you have understood what is a stack here, right? Please take the screenshot. Okay. So in the real life, why stack is used, where it is used, see, everywhere you are using stack only. Okay, most of the places without stack is very difficult for you. Okay, for example, okay, if I'm going to give an example, okay, so I'm in my browser, right? Let me type google.com. I'll tell google.com. So I entered something, right? Now whatever I entered, it is placed on the stack. Let me show it to you like this. So this is my stack now. Okay, this is my stack. So first, what is placed here? First, okay, I have typed something on the browser. So google.com is placed on the stack. Internally there is a stack. Why? I will tell you. Okay, stack. So google.com I have entered and it has come to google.com. Right. Here I'll enter, okay, Taj Mahal. I have entered Taj Mahal, and when I entered Taj Mahal, what happened is immediately one search, Taj Mahal has come and placed on the stack. Okay, Taj Mahal. I'll click the Wikipedia, right? I'll click the Wikipedia. So what will come here? Right now, Wikipedia web browser is opened. Wikipedia of whom? Of Taj Mahal. Okay, this is what it is placed on the stack. Now why it is happening, I'll tell you. Right? Yes, let me click that. Okay, see, if stack is there, how easy it is for us, for the normal day users, I'll tell you. So when I look into this, maybe I'll try to search for another link. Okay. Okay. I will click this link, Mumtaz Mahal. I'll click this link, Mumtaz Mahal. Okay, so in the stack now, what is added here? Now here, Mumtaz Mahal is added. Okay, Mumtaz Mahal is added. Fine. So let it load, right? Okay, this is enough. Maybe I don't have internet connection, so it is not getting loaded. Okay, fine. So imagine that this is Mumtaz Mahal. Now you want to go back, right? Now if you want to go back, what you will do? You will press the back button. But till now you didn't know what you're doing actually. Okay, now you'll get to know. When you press the back button, okay, just a minute, I'll bring the internet. Okay. So now I'm in the Mumtaz Mahal, right? Okay, so from the Mumtaz Mahal, right, I want to go back now. If I click this back button, okay, what will I get? I'll get Taj Mahal, right? I'll get Taj Mahal. Let's see. Don't you think before Mumtaz Mahal there is a Taj Mahal? Yes. Okay, so if you remove Taj Mahal, before Taj Mahal, what was there? I have searched Google Taj Mahal, right? Google Taj Mahal. If I go back, this is the Google Taj Mahal link, right? Yes. And again, if I go back means what? Remove the topmost element. If I go back now, I'll get what? The last element, google.com, right? I'll go back, I'll be getting google.com. So I hope somewhat it is clear. Okay, so definitely this is a data structure concept, stack, queue, all these things, maps, these are intensively used. Okay, that is why as a programmer you should know these things. As you can see now, google.com has come. So data structure is very important and it is used extensively in the IT. Okay, it is used everywhere. If you know data structures, it will be a lot of help for you. Okay. So, and you can easily learn data structure. Okay, you will learn these videos, you watch these videos, and you can try it on your own. Now let me show you the inbuilt method of stack. Okay, so internally there is a stack class. Okay, internally there is a stack class, and I will give us a homework for you where you should build this stack class on your own. Okay, for that I'll be helping you also. Okay, so let's see. There is one class. Okay, there is one class called as stack here. Okay, inside the class stack there are many methods. Okay, one of the method is push, one of the method is pop. Okay, so one of the method is peek, then one of the method is empty, one of the method is search. Okay, and yes, maybe these are the methods, maybe, yeah, search. Okay, these are the methods: push, pop, peek, empty, search. Now I'll tell you how did I get to know about all this. How did I even get to know there is a class called as stack? Did someone tell me there is a class called as stack? Did my teacher tell me there is a class called as stack? No. Okay, first of all, I didn't have a teacher, so definitely then how can I know there is a class called as stack? I thought a big integer. How can we know there is a class called as big integer? And how can we know without anybody's telling? How can we know that there are these methods and this is how you have to use? What you have to do is you have to go to the program files, go to Java. Okay, go to Java, and where is this stack present? Okay, your stack is present in this package. Okay, you have to go to JDK. In the JDK you have to go for src, but I have already unzipped it and I have src2 folder. So go to src and java dot util. Okay, where is util? Yes, util dot, in the util there is something called a stack. If I search, see, can you see stack here? Yes. So what I do is normally I look at all the packages, what and all classes are there. There is a classes called as sorted map. Okay, there is a class called as stack. Now when I look at stack, if you want to do research on it, open this stack file. When you open the stack file, you will get this file, right? And now you will get to know what and all inbuilt methods are there. So you got to know that stack is a class which is extending what? Stack is extending vector. Stack is extending vector. Now, those who don't know core Java, forget it. Those who know core Java, what you have to do is you have to again go to vector class and see what methods are there. Because when you extend something, all the methods which are in the vector class will be coming to the stack class also. Okay, those who are beginners, I can tell you like this. Okay, when you tell extends, it means something. What it means? It means that you are telling, okay, you are telling that vector is a parent. Vector is a parent and stack is a child. This is what you are telling. Okay, extends something. That's what you are telling. Is it clear? This is called as, the concept is inheritance here. This is called as inheritance. One of the pillars of object orientation. Okay, so stack is a child because it is extending parent. Okay, so that is a vector is a parent. Now in the real life also, whatever my parent has, actually it is mine by default. For example, if someone asks you, do you have a house? You will tell yes, even though that is not your own house, it is your parents' house, right? That parents' house is given to you in the inheritance, right? It is given to you in the inheritance. So you can tell it is your home only because you stay there, it's your home. In the same way here also, what you have to understand is what and all methods and variables are there in the parent class, that is the vector class, are there in the child class also. Is it clear? This is a small topic which you should understand. Okay. For example, yes, those who know already, you can skip this. Those who don't know, watch this carefully. I would like to give an example. I will extend this. I will tell a new file. Okay, let me create a new file. First of all, I will close that parent and child. Okay, I'll clear that. Okay. So live example, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Okay, I will create one class. Okay, class animal. Okay, class animal. I'll tell in this class animal. Let me tell void, because don't you think all the animal sleeps? So I'll tell void sleep. So sleep is a method which don't return anything. Void it returns. Okay. In this sleep method, I'll tell system dot out dot println. Okay. What I have to print? I'll tell animal. Animal is sleeping. This method I'll tell animal is sleeping. Okay. Sleeping. I'm sorry. Yes, animal is sleeping. Now this is the class. Maybe I'll tell class main. Okay. Class main. I'll tell. I will copy this. I will save. Now my question is, okay, when I save, I click Control S button. Okay, I'll click here file and I'll tell save. When you save, right? Don't you think you have to give a file name here? Now which file name you have to give? Can you give random file name, or should you give animal file name, or should you give main file name? Okay, now you have to give the name of the class. Now there are two classes, animal class and main class. You have to write that class name which class has a main method. Is it clear? Now you have told class main. So file name is main. What does it mean? It means that you are telling a main method is in which class? Main class. Class name can be anything, so that's why. Now how do I execute that? Yes, if you want to call sleep method, don't you think we have already done this? If you want to call sleep method, you have to create an object of that first, animal. So I'll tell animal, right? Yes, animal A is equals to new animal. Okay, animal I'll tell. Now don't you think I have created one animal object? Okay, now through that I'll tell A dot sleep. Okay, animal sleep I'm telling. Is it clear? So as you can understand, as you can see, that we will get a sleep method here. Okay, we will be printing animal is sleeping. Watch here, animal is sleeping. Yes. Okay. Now what I want to, this is the normal thing which you'll be knowing. Now what I want to tell you is about inheritance. Now watch here carefully. I will tell class. Okay, class. Okay. Yes. Let me write one more thing. I'll be writing one more sleep method. Okay. Now this is called as method overloading, where method name is same but number of parameter is different. Now if I pass one integer, I will tell animal is sleeping for dash hours for A. Okay, what I have to tell? Just for example's sake, I have to tell animal is sleeping for A hours. I hope you are understanding. Okay, which means, see, very simple this method overloading concept. Now if I tell a.sleep, which sleep method will execute? As soon as you tell a.sleep, don't you think there are two sleep methods? That's why it will ask, hey, are you asking a sleep method which accepts an integer, or are you asking a sleep method which doesn't accept anything? Now don't you think I am asking a sleep method which doesn't accept anything? Which means this sleep method is executed. This is the concept of method overloading, which I already told you with an example. Okay, yes. So I hope you are understanding core Java also here. Okay, this is the concept of core Java. Animal is sleeping. Fine. Now I can tell like this. I can tell if I want animal to sleep for specific hour, right? I will tell 4 here. So I want it to sleep for 4 hours only. So when I call sleep method and when I pass 4, what will happen? Right now, sleep method will execute, but it will get confused. Hey, which sleep method are you calling? Are you calling the sleep method which doesn't accept anything, or are you calling the sleep method which accepts an integer? Now, don't you think we are calling a sleep method which accepts integer? 4. This 4, what will happen? That 4 is given to this variable. That 4 is given to this variable here. So that 4 will come and sit here. That 4 is given printed here. So I hope it is clear. So animal is sleeping for 4 hours, it will tell. This is the concept of what? Method overloading. Method overloading. I hope it is clear. Animal is sleeping for 4 hours. Okay, method overloading. Now about inheritance I will tell. Now don't you think animal class means inside in the animal class there are main class, for example. Okay, we are also animals, right? Maybe, right? We are maybe mammal or something. So we maybe belong to the class called as animal, right? And lion also belongs to the class called as animal. Yes or no? Lion is also part of, is also like an animal. Yes. And if you see, maybe cat is also animal, dog is also animal. So there are many animals which come inside the animal class. So I'll tell sleep method should be done by everybody, right? Yes. So imagine that you want the dog to sleep. You already done animal will sleep, right? Now class, you'll create a new class called as dog. You create a new class called as dog. Now and I'll create a new class called as cat. Okay, class cat and class dog. Don't you think your dog class also has to sleep? Yes, dog object will sleep. So I can actually write like this. Okay, I'll copy this and I'll paste here. Okay, I'll paste. So where is sleep? What should I tell? I have to tell dog is sleeping, right? Dog is sleeping. Yes, method overloading not required now. I just wanted to tell you about that. In the class cat, if I call the sleep method, and here I should be telling cat is sleeping, right? Cat is sleeping. Simple. And I have created animal object. Same thing like that. I'll be creating other objects also. I'll tell dog d is equals to new dog and cat. Okay, cat dog d cat c. Okay, let's see. Maybe this time you'll understand about this completely. Till now maybe you wouldn't have known what is this and all. So I'll tell a.sleep and d.sleep, dog sleep and cat sleep. Simple method, right? Yes. See, animal is sleeping, dog is sleeping, cat is sleeping. Yes, this is fine. But don't you think, okay, here the code is redundant? Agree or not? See, don't you think all the animals has to sleep? Agree or not? All the animals has to sleep. So if all the animals has to sleep, why are you specifically telling dog has to sleep? Why are you specifically telling a cat has to sleep? I hope it is clear, right? So I hope you are understanding. Now that's why if you look at the, I hope you have already learnt about core Java. Please do that. Okay, you learn core Java from the Durgasoft video. Search in YouTube durgasoft.com. Okay, go in the YouTube and learn from there. If you have doubt, I'll be clarifying it in WhatsApp. Is it clear? Watch those videos. I'll be helping in core Java because I can't teach you from scratch. Now if you had already watched, you would have understood some around 80%, and when I tell all this, you would have understood 100%. Okay, yes. So if you look at the advantages of inheritance, one of the advantages, it will reduce the code. That is the advantage. Okay, the code redundancy, the typing of the code is reduced. How? I will tell you. Now you see what I will tell you. I will tell a sleep you don't write, and here also sleep you don't write. I will tell. Is it clear? But instead of what I will tell, this is a dog. This is a class which is child of another class. Okay, how do I tell that? I'll tell extends. Don't tell extend, it is extends. Okay, which class? Extends animal class. I will tell. As soon as I tell like this extends animal, what does it mean? You know, it means that whatever method is there here, copy this and paste inside this also. That's what is the meaning. But you have to understand, okay, that happens when you create an object, not when you compile. Is it clear? This will happen when you create an object. Is it clear? So why I commented now? Because compiler can't see this now. When you execute, it will happen. Okay. For cat also I will tell, hey cat. Okay. Okay. Class cat. I have to tell what? It extends. It extends what? Animal. I will extends animal. Okay. Yes. That's it. Now you watch here. If I tell extends animal, again the same case there also. Okay. So let me show what is happening. So previously I'll undo this so that you'll understand what is happening for each and everything. Okay, let me come to the main method. Okay, when I come to the main method, I'll go here. I know I was teaching stack, but suddenly I came here, but no problem. Watch it. Knowledge is important. When the control came to main method, first you are executing this line, new animal. That's why what will happen, a new object is created. This new object has an address 1000. That 1000 is stored in the A. So A is holding 1000, which is pointing to this address. Inside that animal, what is there? It will go to the animal class. And it will copy all the instance variables and instance methods of the animal class. What are the instance variables and instance method? That is sleep method. And again sleep method. I hope it is clear, right? So sleep method with integer, and these two methods will come inside this object A. Okay, that is done. Next what will happen? Next what will happen is you created dog object, new dog. So what will happen now? When you told new dog, a new object is created. Address is 2000. That 2000 is stored in D like this. I hope it is clear. Okay, but inside that object, what is there? What is there means it will go to the dog class. It will try to copy everything. Okay, it will try to copy everything. So if I press undo, yes. Okay, what it will copy now? It will copy the sleep method, and here the sleep method, what are we telling? In the sleep method you are telling, okay, dog is sleeping. I hope it is clear. Okay, dog is sleeping. Again you told C cat 3000 address. Okay, 3000 address. Here I have object of 3000. So I'll tell sleep, and in this sleep what is there? Cat is sleeping. I'm telling cat is sleeping. I'm printing like that. Okay. Now when you tell in the main method, right? Okay, all the objects are created. A dot sleep, if you tell, what will happen? A dot sleep will execute, animal is sleep. D dot sleep you are telling. In the D sleep method is what? Dog is sleeping. This will happen. In the C sleep you are telling, cat is sleeping. I hope you have understood what is happening here, right? But when we start to do something like this, right? When I tell extends animal, okay, when I tell extends animal, what will happen? What will happen? I will tell you. When you create animal object, what will happen? Yes, one object is created. Inside that there is a sleep method, and in the sleep method you have animal. Animal is sleeping. Then you have again sleep method. Sleep method. What will happen? Animal is sleeping. Okay. Address is 1000. A is pointing to 1000. It will point to this object. Now this is the watch here. This is the twist here. When you tell D dot sleep, or when you create dog D, what will happen is when you create dog D, a new object is created, but it will go to the dog class, right? Because you told I don't know how much memory you need. Go to the dog class, scan the dog class, and create the object. But when it is scanning the dog class, when it is coming here class dog, it understands that hey, dog is a child. Okay, dog is a child, animal is a parent. It understands now. That is why what it will do. Okay, before executing the class dog, it will execute the class animal again. For example, don't you think dog is a child? Yes, you understand. Before I has to be created, my parent has to be created. Agree or not? In the real world, don't you think that is the case? If I have to exist in this world, first my parents has to exist in this world. And that's what here also. Now compiler will understand. Okay, this dog class, it requires something. First, it requires its parent to be created. That's why what will happen is it will go to the animal class. So before creating dog object, what it will do? It will come to the animal class, copy this, and it will copy the dog content, but now there is no dog content. No, there is no dog content. It will copy the dog content if it is there, and all of them, whatever it is copied, it will come here. So there is a sleep method where animal, not dog, no, because animal will come. Okay, so that's what will happen for each and every object. So watch here, I will close this. Okay, if I tell a dot sleep, b dot sleep, d dot sleep, c dot sleep, okay, whatever sleep you tell, since everything is extending animal, the animal's method will come. Okay, this is the concept of inheritance. See, animal is sleeping, animal is sleeping, animal is sleeping. Okay, so I told you, right? See, if you have to tell sleep, don't think sleep method should be there in the dog class, but sleep method is not there in the dog class. Then what does it mean? It means that it is inheriting from the parent. Is it clear? It is inheriting from the parent. That's the meaning of this. Is it clear? Now most of the time you watch here, I will print like this, a system dot out dot println. Okay, tell me, I have told in the string class, I can tell a dot equals, right, equals a dot equals of d. What is this equals? In the string, what was it doing? It was comparing the values, right? But I didn't tell like that. What I told is, it will always compare the references. Watch here, a dot equals of d. See, it is false. Why? I'll tell you. Now, if I am telling a dot equals, don't you think equals method should be there in the dog class? If I am telling a dot equals, a means animal, equals method should be there in animal class. But is there any equals method in the animal class? No. It means it is taking it from the parent. Who is the parent of any class? Object is the parent of all the classes. Is it clear? There is a class called as object. So inside the object method there is a equals method, and that equals method will always compare the addresses. So definitely, by looking at the diagram, now don't you think the address of this object and the address of this object are completely different? Yes, if they are completely different, it will tell the addresses are different. So equals, it is not equal, it is false. I hope it is clear. Okay, so I hope you have understood now, what is inheritance and all. Now, that's what I'm telling. Okay, so if you are seeing class stack extends what? Extends vector. It means that most of the methods of the vector are there in the stack class also. Okay, and now since I came till here, let me tell one more topic about method overriding. Okay, method overriding. What is the meaning of method overriding? I will tell. Okay, so when you tell class animal void sleep, so you have set one standard. Okay, the parent has set one standard. A sleeping means like this you have to sleep. Sleeping means like this you have to sleep. So in the beginning of the your life, right, in the beginning of your childhood, you are sleeping how your dad was instructed, right? Yes, you are using the same sleep method which your dad was using. Agree or not? You are sleeping on the time, right? You are sleeping at 10 o'clock at the night, waking up at 6 o'clock. So you are using the method of the parent. Agree or not? But after some years, you wanted some freedom, right? So you wanted to do something on your own. You wanted to have your own sleep timings. Don't you think you have overridden your parents' rules? Yes, after that also every day your parent used to tell, sleep on time, sleep on time. But even though you have overridden their rules, agree? So that's the same concept here also. Now I can override. If you want to override, what is that you have to do? The same method signature is there. No? This is called as method signature. I'll copy this. I'll tell, okay, like this, void sleep. This is called as method overriding, not overloading. Overloading means what? Overloading means in the same class, same name but different parameter. Different parameter, method overloading. Okay. But what is method overriding? Method overriding means parent class should have the same signature, child class also should have the same signature. Okay, child class is also having the same signature, sleep. Okay, and it doesn't mean that both the methods have to override. No, nothing like that. One of the method you can override. I'll tell if someone calls sleep, I'll tell system dot out dot println. Okay, now I'll tell dog is sleeping, right? Sleeping late. Now the question is, if I create this dog object, right? If I create the dog object, if I create d dot sleep, if I tell d dot sleep, will it execute this sleep method? Because dog has this sleep also and dog has this sleep also. Agree? Dog has, yes, dog doesn't have only one sleep method, it has two sleep method. Is it clear? Because it has a practice, right? So see, you can sleep at 10 clock at the night also, and if you override, you can sleep at your time also. Same thing here. This dog class has now two methods. It has two methods. So one of the method is sleep. So if I tell d.sleep, now the question is, will it execute the dog's sleep method or will it execute the animal's sleep method? What it will execute, right? Let's see. If I compile and execute, watch here, it will print what? Dog's sleep method. This is the concept of method overriding. Is it clear? It has overridden the method. The child class has overridden the parents class method. Dog is sleeping late, I am telling. Is it clear? So we have overridden successfully. Okay, we have overridden. But you have to understand. Okay, you have to understand what is happening here. What if you want animals sleep method to execute? Right? What if you want animals sleep method to execute? Okay, all these things we will be seeing. Okay. So, see, if I tell about how to execute animals sleep method now, it will be not a programming topic, it will be a core Java topic, let's not waste your time. Please, all of them are clearly explained in the Durgasoft, maybe. Was there? I don't know, I have not gone through those many big videos. I just got many feedback from my students that those are really good videos. So, I watched few videos of them and I really find it interesting, so you can watch that. Okay, so this is how extends will happen. So, I will close this method. This is done. Close this. So we have understood that class extends. So now you understood what is the meaning of extends. Okay. So this is called as a constructor. Okay. This is called as a constructor. What is a constructor? Okay. If a method, don't you think this is a method here? See, if I go to the launch class, don't you think main is a method? Why? Because it has these brackets. Yes. Whenever it has these brackets, it's a method. Now provided, what's a constructor? Constructor is a specialized method. How special it is? How special means, okay, that method, if it has the same name of the class, okay, don't you think here method class name is stack? If the method name is also stack, then it's a constructor. And constructor has a small property. See here, for a method, don't you think return type is compulsory? Yes, you have told accessibility, public or private, that is fine. You have told about accessibility, that's a different case. But I am talking about return statement. Here return type is void. A method has to have return type, but your constructor, did I tell public static void stack? No. Did I tell int stack? No. Yes, that is the constructor here. Okay. So how do you represent a constructor? Constructor means it doesn't have a return type, right? It doesn't have a return type, and the name of the constructor should be the same name of the class here. Okay, so it's a constructor, which means they are telling that you can create an object like this. Stack s is equal to new stack. Okay, so stack they have told. Now we'll see. Okay, so there is something called as push. So how do you call this push method? Push method, it accepts one variable item of what type? Of not integer type, not string type, of e type. What is e? E means anything. Is it clear? Means you can pass, you can pass string, you can pass anything. That is e. Okay. So what? Okay. So it will push that. So push method is there. Then pop method is there. So I came to know like this. I simply opened the class and I got to know. Okay, there is a peek method. Okay. Then there is empty method. There is search method. Yes, these are the methods. Now I'll go, since I came to know, I'll create one stack, right? Let's see. How do you create string t equal to new string? How do you create string buffer sp equal to new string buffer? How do you create stack? Simple. Stack stk is equals to new stack. Okay, new stack. Simple. Done. Can I do like this? Yes, we have seen the empty constructor is present. Okay, done. But I will compile now. I'll try to compile. Let's see what will happen. Okay. Yes, it is telling I cannot find symbol A. What is stack? I don't know. I have to import. I have to tell import java.util.stack. I have to tell java.util.stack. One way is like this, right? I'll compile. When I compile, no error, right? No error, no problem. Okay, fine. But I have told you one more way you can import. How? You have to tell java.util.stack. Not only that, here also java.util.stack. In this way also you can tell, and you can remove this. So if I compile and execute, so I have told you about this importing also in the classes. Okay, so it will execute. Fine. I'll undo this. Okay. So how to create stack you have understood. Now let's see how do I push the elements into the stack. Okay, let's see here. I will tell stk dot push. I will tell, okay, before this push, let's use other method. Okay, I'll tell stk is it empty or not. So I'll tell is empty. Don't you think is empty? I'm asking one question there. I'm asking is it empty or not. If I'm asking like that, it will tell yes or no. Yes, it is empty. No, it is not empty. It will tell. This yes and no is nothing but the Boolean type. So I'll store okay, it in Boolean type variable. Boolean type result. I'll store. I'll print the result. System.out.println print res. Let's see, right? Please take these notes. Okay, I don't think you can take screenshot maybe. So you can take the notes. It is telling true. So you are asking, is it empty? It is telling yes, it is empty. Yes, it is empty. Don't you think? Yes. Okay. So I hope you have taken this screenshot. So now what I'll do is I will cut this. Okay. So I want to print stk. So I'll tell print stk and I'll remove this. So I created one stack. As soon as I created, I am printing the stack. So how it will look like? Yes, it will look like this. Empty stack, right? Stack is empty. Now I would like to push something. So stk dot push, I will tell. Stk push. What you want to push? I want you to push, Dheeraj. Like this, I want you to push Dheeraj. Okay. So if I compile and execute, what will happen? Yes, you have to understand in the diagram, right? This is my stack. So here Dheeraj will comments it. Dheeraj, Dheeraj comments. So what is telling? Okay, cannot find symbol. It's not st, right? It is stk. Okay, it's not stk. It's stk dot push. Now when I compile, it will tell something. You should not get gabrified. Maybe. You are thinking now, because see, most of the time this happened. People got this, and this is a compilation, right? They never execute it, thinking that a compilation and I got problem. What will I get answer in the execution? This is not compilation problem. Is it telling error anywhere? Can you show me error anywhere? Is it telling error? No, it is not telling error. This is called as a warning. Is it clear? Warning you ignore, no problem. Okay, warnings are not important, but errors are important. Okay, it's telling me a warning. What is the warning? I'll tell later. So if I execute, okay, it is telling yes, Dheeraj element. Okay, next I want to add. Now you have to understand. Okay, see, I taught you about arrays, right? What's the demerit of the array? Size is fixed and homogeneous data. All the data has to be same type. But here let's see, if I tell stk dot push, okay, I don't have to push only string type. I can push Boolean type also, true. Okay, then I can push one double type 5.67. Is it clear? So now what has happened is, watch here. Since I have pushed first Dheeraj, then I have pushed the true value. Now Dheeraj is a string, so I have to enclose in double quotes, and 5.67. So 3 elements are pushed like this. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? So after this I will push true again. I'll push true again. So watch here. I'll push true again. So how it will look like? Now will it look like the diagram which I have made? Right? Will it look like this? No, right? So how it will look like? I'll tell you. Okay. See, it will look like how you have inserted. First you inserted Dheeraj, then you inserted true, then you inserted 5.67, then you inserted true. Now tell me which is the topmost element. The last value true is the topmost element. Is it clear? So that is the topmost element. Okay. So please take this screenshot once. Take this screenshot. And I think wait, you can take this screenshot also. Okay. Just a minute. I will be. I think here all in one picture will be coming from. Yes, please take this screenshot. So topmost of the stack, bottommost of the stack. Okay. Now if I ask, okay, if I ask search for the true value, okay, I am telling search for the true. So if I tell search for the true, stk dot search, okay, search for which element? Search for true. I am telling. Means now don't think there are 2 true values here. There is a true value here, there is a true value here. Which true value it will give you, and what is the index it will give you, right? Yes. Okay, what will happen here is when you tell search, it will tell you the index. So if I compile and execute, watch here carefully. I'll compile and I will execute. It will tell 1. Why? Why? Because okay, if I bring that here, I'll tell you, when you add the element, index is 1, 2, 3, 4. Index is not starting from 0. For string, for arrays it is 0. Yes, for array list also it is 0 only. But for stack here, it is index is starting from what? 1. That is why, don't you think the search of 1 will be, search of 1 will be, search of true will be 1? Yes, search of true is 1. Please take this screenshot. Take this screenshot. Here you will understand very clearly. Okay. So you have understood isEmpty method, you have understood search method, you have understood push method. Yes. Now let's see other methods. Now let's see pop method. Right. So I would like to print stk. Okay. I would like to print stk. But when? After telling stk.pop. So I will first pop the element. As soon as I pop the element, I will print stk. Okay. So I will compile and execute. Let's see. Okay, what is telling st? Okay, again I told st. Okay, stk. Compilation done. If I execute, see. Okay, if I tell about pop, so don't think pop means topmost element is removed? Yes. So if I remove that, don't think Dheeraj true 5.67 is remaining? Yes. So I have removed the topmost element. Please take this screenshot. Take this screenshot. Topmost element. Now I want to understand one thing. If I remove the topmost element, what will happen to the indexes? See, indexes will change again to 1, 2, 3. It will change again to 1, 2, 3. It will update. If you want me to show the proof, I will tell like this. In the stk, what is the what is the value of true? I will ask now. So stk dot search of true. What was the index in the diagram? Index in the diagram was 2, right? Yes. Let's see. I'll compile and I'll execute. So index is 2. I hope it is clear. Okay. So maybe here if I search for something which is not there, right? Maybe I'll tell search for dk. Maybe I'll tell dk60. Search for dk60. Is there dk60 there? No. If it is not there, then what will it tell? Right? Let's see. What will it tell? It will tell -1. I hope it is clear, because previously when it told search for true, it was giving you index. Remember, it was giving you index of that element. When you told search for 5.67, it will tell you 1. But when you ask something which is not there, it will tell you -1. -1 means index is still not there. So then how the element can be there? So dk60. Okay, this is done. So search element you have understood. Pop element you have understood. But I should tell you one more thing here. What I have to tell you? I'll print stk, right? If I don't pop, right? If I don't pop, it will print me Dheeraj true 5.67 true. Let's see. Okay, it will tell me Dheeraj true 5. If I tell pop, object is removed, right? Yes. The latest SDK you will get. But what I want to show to you is I want to show you the element. I want to show you the element. What is this ELE? I will tell you. Okay. See, this ELE is an element. Okay, where you told stk.pop, right? See, understand one thing. Previously, I simply wrote stk.pop like this. But you have to understand, your pop method has one capacity. What it has? It has the ability to give you the removed element. Imagine you want to know what is the removed element. If you want to know what is the removed element, as soon as you tell pop, you collect it in a variable ELE. Now you tell me what type your ELE is. As of now, don't you think you are popping what type here? Boolean type. True is a Boolean type. So I can tell Boolean type ELE and I'll print the ELE. Okay, I hope it is clear here. Now what it is telling? Yes, I want you to understand one thing. Okay, what will happen is, now don't you think stack is something which can store heterogeneous data? Yes, stack is something which can store heterogeneous data, which means it can store integer, boolean, everything. Okay, which means what form it is? Don't you think when you tell pop, you will get an object? Because whatever is stored, Dheeraj is stored as a string object, true is stored as a boolean object, 5.67 is stored as float double object, and this is stored as a boolean object. So whatever you store in Java is in the form of object. That is why when you tell pop the element means what? Element means an object. You tell me, can I store an object in a ELE type? No. ELE is what type? Boolean type. Can I store one object in a Boolean type variable? No. Is it clear? I want you to understand this, because left hand side and right hand side should be same. Now the question is, okay, why pop is returning? Okay, see, it is very simple. Your arrays is storing what type data? Your arrays is storing integer type data, okay, or float type data, where all the elements has to be float type. Yes, actually here also in the stack, I told you actually it is heterogeneous, right? It can store any data, but it is not heterogeneous. Actually, it is homogeneous only. Okay, you have to think like this also. You can think like this also. Your stack is also homogeneous only. But how it will differ is, your stack will store in the object form, which means anything is object. See, this is a object, right? Purse is a object. Your power bank is a object. Purse is a object. Your pen is a object. This is the concept of heterogeneous here. Even though the elements are different, right? Even though elements are different, see, this is a power bank, this is a different type, this is a different type pen, and this purse is a different type. If you notice, okay, in deep, if I look in deep, all the three are different type. Yes, I agree, but don't you think all of them are object only? Pen object, purse object, power bank object, all of them are object. Even though there are similarity, I am finding a common connection between them. Are you understanding? For example, okay, let's say, like I am Hindu, and there is someone Christian, there is someone Muslim, there is someone Jain, there is someone Sikh. They are different class, they are different type. Agree? If it was an array, I can't go and sit in those people near that people. They can't come and sit near me. If I am talking in terms of array, but what is this stack doing here? Stack means heterogeneous. Now you are thinking that, hey, I am different type, we are different type, but actually we are not different. Agree? Because I belong to a class called as human. Agree? Yes, even though we are different, we can find that common characteristics where we can be together. Is it clear? Even though we have different, I am not telling we are same. Even though we are different, we have that common element which can be matched. That is, we are all humans. Okay, same thing here also. Even the different data, what I can tell is, hey, all of them are object only. That is why your stack will contain what? Object. Which means if you are storing an object, then when you remove, then that's also an object only. Okay, see, I want you to understand, when you store true is not stored. Please understand this as a programmer. When you tell store this true is not stored. The object of true is stored. True is bounded in an object, and that is stored. Is it clear? When I tell store high, object is stored. When I tell store 5 integer is not stored, object is stored. Which means if I tell pop, right? If I tell pop, what will happen? Element is given, but element, don't think it's an object only. Yes. So I have to collect in what type? Not Boolean type, I have to collect it in object type. Is it clear? This is what you have to tell. And if I print the removed element, watch here. Compilation is not an error, it's a warning. No problem. I'll execute and I got, see, the popped element, that is true. What's the popped element? True. Please take this screenshot, Take this screenshot. Okay, popped element. Is it clear? Okay. Now, I will tell you one thing. No, you want to store in Boolean only. Then you can do one thing. You can typecast. You can typecast to what? Boolean. You can typecast to Boolean here. Okay. So let's see. If I compile like this, no problem. If I execute, I'll get the same answer. Okay. Provided, watch here carefully. Provided you are sure, you know that 100% the popped element is Boolean object only. Boolean object can be converted to the primitive data type Boolean. Is it clear? If it has to be converted to primitive data type Boolean, you should know that it is Boolean only. Is it clear? If you are sure that topmost element is 100% Boolean, then only. Or else, example, you think, what if I write int here, right? And I store it in int. Tell me, what is the integer value of true? Is it possible? Right? Watch here. Okay. So, compilation, no problem, it will tell. Because when compiling, it doesn't know, because pop will happen in the runtime, agree or not? Pop will happen in the runtime. So in the compile time, how will it know that which element is popped? It doesn't know, right? When you run, actually that time it understands. See what exception you will get? Class cast exception. This is you have to understand when you will get exception. Is it clear? Class cast exception. Because different class you are trying to typecast, which is not at all permittable. Don't you think pop, when you tell pop, actually you will get a boolean class? How can you convert a boolean class into an integer? True and false cannot be converted to 0 and 1 as in C. In C somehow we can do, but not in Java. This is a class exception. That is why you have to be very careful when you are using something like this. Or better you use object only, because it can contain anything. Yes, you can take the screenshot also if you want. So you have understood about pop, okay? But I have one problem now. What problem, you know? I want to know what is the topmost element. If I want to know what is the topmost element, I have to tell pop. But I don't want to remove the element. Is it clear? I don't want to remove the element. Okay? I don't want to remove the element. Because if I tell pop, I will get the topmost element, but I will remove the element also. I don't want that. I want the element as it is. I want the stack to be as it is. I just want to know what is the topmost element. That's it. Now, don't you think it is called as peek? Right? See, when you peek something, when you look into something, when you are peeking something, okay? Yes, you are looking at the value, you are reading the value. But are you doing any changes to the value if you peek? No. That's what we are doing here. I can tell stk.peek also. I'll undo, okay? So stk dot not pop but peek. If I tell peek, what will happen? Element is not removed. If you want to remove elements, what you have to tell? You have to tell pop. But if I tell peek, the array, see, it will be as it is, right? The stack will be as it is, and you will get the topmost element. Okay, what will peek do? This peek will give you the, okay, topmost element. Okay, it doesn't remove it. It doesn't remove. Okay, please take this screenshot. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Yes, take the screenshot. So pop, you have understood. Peek, you have understood, right? Push, then search is empty, you have understood. Okay, fine. Then let's see what and all is remaining, right? I'll go to here and I'll see what and all is remaining. Okay, is empty, search, pop, push, pop, peek. Yes, everything is done. Now I want to tell you something, that is, if you have, let's say you are trying to peek, okay, I'll be telling peek and I'll be collecting it in object type, okay, object type, and I'll not insert anything. Okay, I'll not insert anything, I'll just tell peek. Okay, that's it, I'll tell. And whatever I peeked, let's not print it. Okay, you want to print? Okay, let's print it. Can I tell peek? Right? If I tell peek, compilation no problem. Why? Because when you compile, it doesn't know in the object how many elements are there. It doesn't know, because object is created not on the compile time, on the run time. Now when I run, you're telling that, oh, what will happen here? See, empty stack exception. Okay, a stack is empty. How can you tell? Give me the first object. No, it's not possible. So when you tell peek or when you tell pop, right? Peek or pop will give you what? Empty exception. Okay, empty stack exception. Watch here, empty stack exception. Now please take this screenshot. Okay, you have to understand it. Simply you can't tell empty like this. Is it clear? Okay. Now then, what is the safe way to do it? You know, now I got exception, right? What is the safe way to do it? Safe way to do is like this. What you have to tell, you know, you have to, I'll cut this from here, I'll cut this from here, I'll tell, hey, if some condition is true, then only do, you know, pop. I'll tell, if some condition is true, then only do some pop. What condition? I will tell, hey, if your STK, okay, if your STK, okay, if it is empty, if it is empty, right, if your STK is empty, then I'll tell don't do anything. I can write anyhow. I'll tell like this, if your STK is empty, if it is empty means don't use pop. For this, if there is one else, yes, else part I will tell, else you pop. I can write like this, or you can tell if your STK is not empty, so I can write not of is empty. This also I can do, or I can tell if you are empty, if it's equal to false, this way also I can do. So let's write in like this way. Okay, so what I'm telling, hey, if my stack is empty, and if it is not empty means if it is equal to false. Okay, is empty will return true if my stack is empty. So if it is equal to false means it is not empty. If it is not empty, then only pop I am telling. Okay, I am telling pop. After I tell pop, I'm storing in ELE and I'll print this ELE. Now you think and tell me, will it tell me compilation error? Yes or no? Pause the screen, think and tell me. Will it tell compilation error? Yes. Why? Why? Because it doesn't know what is ELE. You think here, where is ELE declared? ELE is declared, not initialized. Declaration is important. Where it is declared inside this if, which means it is accessible only inside that if, which means how can you print ELE here? That is why I'll cut it from here, okay, and okay, I'll undo this. What I'll tell is, you initialize in the if, but you declare it before only, okay, that's what I'll tell. Declare object, okay, object ELE, you declare it there, I'm telling. Is it clear? So I have declared where? I have declared here. I have declared in the main method. If I declare there, then only it is we can read the ELE out inside the main method. So now if I compile, will it tell me error? Think carefully. Will it tell me error? Now I have declared outside. Even though I have declared outside, what it is telling? It is telling might not have been initialized. Is it clear? Might not have been initialized. Why? I have told you this problem also. See, you have declared, you have given one variable and you are printing the variable, right? You are printing the variable. But how can you print something which you are not given the value? Now you are telling, hey, no, we are giving the value here. You are telling you are giving the value here. But understand one thing. This initialization is happening based on a condition. And whenever initialization happens based on a condition, it will tell the same error, might not have been initialized. Because you only think and tell, what if this condition is false? If this condition is false, are you giving anything to ELE? If you are not giving anything to ELE, how can you print ELE, right? Because you declared ELE, you have created one ELE, but you have not given any value to it. If you don't give any value to it, it will tell the same error. I have already told you about this in the class, okay? That is, whenever you are printing the value or using the value, you have to make sure that that variable is already initialized. But here it is not initialized. We are thinking that here it will initialize, but the compiler is asking, what's the guarantee that it will initialize? That is why we know that it will initialize, but what we have to do, we have to assign one default value, any default value. For integer it is 0, for boolean it is false, right? For string it is null. Not only for string, for any object, string object, dog object, null you have to tell. Okay, you can't tell 0 here. 0 can't be given to ELE of object type. So you store what? You tell null. This is the way to do it. Is it clear? You tell null. So compilation, no problem. When I execute, watch here. When I execute, it is telling null. Okay, it is telling null. Nothing is there. Nothing is there. So if I tell print ELE, okay, STK it will print ELE. Why the ELE? Well, don't think that the popped element is ELE. Popped element is null. Popped element is not null. Is it clear? The popped element is nothing, but by default value it will print. What's the default value here? Null. We have initialized that, so that only it will print. Okay. So I hope understood. Before popping, you have to make sure that it is not empty. Okay. That's the main important thing. Okay. You should make sure that it is not empty. Now let's write a small program. Okay, let's write a small program. So now what I'll do is understand here. I have created a stack, right? So I want to reverse a string. So I have taught you 3 ways to reverse a string. Now this is the 4th way to reverse a string. Very easy technique. I have string A, B. Okay, I have string A, B, C, D. Right? I have string A, B, C, D. Now what I will do, this is my string S. This is my index 0, 1, 2, 3. This is my STK stack. This is my stack. What I will tell? I will tell first you add the 0th element, caret of 0, A. I will tell then you add the B. Then you add the C. Then you add the D. This is what I will tell. I have added A, B, C, D. Don't you think D is the last element to be inserted? Yes. Now I'll try to pop. When I try to pop, D is printed first. Then this is gone. C is printed next. Then B is printed next. Then A is printed. Then don't you think I got DCBA? Yes. So we have done reverse of a string very easily. Is it clear? So what you have to do in the here? You have to push one by one character starting from 0 till the end. Then you have to pop. Let's see. Let's write a program. Simple, very simple. So I'll create one string, right? So string S is equals to, I'll tell A, B, C, D. Yes, string S is created. Now I'll write a for loop where int I should start from 0. I is less than S dot length. Okay, I is less than S dot length. I plus plus. What I should tell? I have to tell, okay, for your STK, a push is something I'll tell. What you have to push? You have to push a character. You have to push a character C I'll tell. What is this C? Char C is equals to S dot char het of I. I hope it is clear, right? So the first character is given to C, that is pushed. Second character is given to C, that is pushed. So after the end, if I print the stack system.out.println, if I print STK, let's see whether did it store all the characters or not. Okay, so the topmost element will be at the end. So if I compile and execute, see A, B, C, D, this is the topmost element, right? And now I'll try to stk.pop, right? stk.pop. Should I tell peak? No, you have to tell pop, because as soon as you print this D, you don't have any use of the D. You want the C for the next one. So that's why. Okay, I'll tell pop. If I tell pop, I'll get the topmost element, and the topmost element is D. Okay, so I'll compile, and when I execute, I'll get D. Again, I'll tell pop. Right? Watch here. I'll get C. I got DC, and I'll tell pop 2 times. So I'll get DCBA. I'll get DCBA. Watch here. I'll get DCBA. After this DCBA, what if I want to, what if I want to pop one more time? But after removing DCBA, your stack is empty. That is why it will tell empty stack exception. Compilation no problem, but when I execute, see, when I execute, it will print DCBA. I'm not telling it will print DCBA. It will print D, because when this line execute, there is no problem, it will print D. When this line execute, there is no problem, it prints C. No problem, it will print B. No problem, it will print A. But after printing DCBA, now there is a problem. That is why here it will print DCBA, then it will show exception. So please take this screenshot once. Okay, that it will show exception. That screenshot you have to take. Okay. Yes. I hope you have taken the screenshot, right? Which means, don't you think pop should happen when, if your stack is not empty, then your pop should happen. Is it clear? So what I'll tell, I'll cut this, right? Because this code is repetitive. I'll cut this from here. I'll tell, while some condition is true, keep on executing pop, right? While some condition is true, keep on executing pop. What condition? You have to pop provided your STK, okay, is empty. Okay, if it is equal to false, right? If your stack is not empty, then only you keep on popping. Is it clear? Okay. So if your stack is full, what will your isEmpty method return? Your isEmpty method will return false. Why? Because stack is not empty. If false equal to false, yes, pop. Okay. So watch here. I'll undo this. Okay. stk.isEmpty. I'll compile and execute, then I'll show you the tracing of this. Okay. So now I don't have to worry about empty stack. Okay, exception. See, DCB I got in a straight line, right? Now what you want to do is, maybe you want to concat it to a string T. So what I'll tell, hey, whatever you are printing, okay, T is equals to T plus that pop, and I'll print the pop. So system.out.println. I can tell print that T, where I have to tell string T equals to empty string. Now what output I'll get? I'll get DCBA reversed using stack. This is one of the interview questions which I have seen asking. Okay, I have seen this question in an interview where they'll tell using stack reverse string. So you can use this. Or if they tell without using inbuilt class called a stack, they will mention sometimes without using inbuilt class, without using inbuilt method, write a stack program. That time what to do, I will tell you. Okay, I may not be doing it in the class, but I will give some hint and I will allow you to do it. But definitely I will solve your doubts. You can text me personally, I'll solve it. Now what is happening here, you have to understand. See, when you tell pop, tell me, when you tell pop, don't you think you will get in the not character format? When you tell pop, object format, but string plus anything is string. That is why T is a string type, pop is a object type, but string plus object is a string. Is it clear? That string where are you storing? In the T. That's why it works. Okay, so if I come here, okay, let's see. Okay, watch here. What is happening here? I have DCBA, right? Okay. So my while condition I'll be writing. What is my while condition? My while condition is stk is empty, okay, is it equal to false? I am telling. Okay, fine. So I'll take a different color here, draw color. Okay. First, what's the element? When I tell is empty, now tell me, this is my stk, right? This is my stk. Is my stk empty? Is my stk empty? No, false. Is false equal to false? Yes. Okay, then what I will do? I will tell pop. I'll tell pop. Yes, pop is done. So D is removed. If I remove D, again I am checking. Is my stack empty? No, stack is not empty. So is empty will give me false. Is false equal to false? Yes, again I am pop. C is removed. Again, is my stack empty? No, stack is not empty. Again false. False equal to false. Pop. Now, is my stack empty? No, A is there. So stack is not empty. No means false. Is false equal to false? Yes, so I'll pop. When I pop the A, now I'll ask the question, right? I'll ask, is my stack empty? When I tell is my stack empty for the first time and the last time, it will tell yes, stack is empty. Yes means true. Now, is true is equal to false? No, condition is false. That's why when the condition is false, control will come out of the while loop. I hope this concept is clear. Okay, so this is a program. So what's the heading here? The heading will be like this. Write a program to reverse a string using stack. Is it clear? Okay, you can take this screenshot and the output also. Just a minute. Yes, DCBA. Take this screenshot. Simple program, right? Simple reverse of the program. Right? Okay. If I taught you this before only, you don't have given importance to the other ways to reverse a string. All of them are important. Okay. Now don't think that this logic is only applicable for reverse of a string. No. I just taught you the inbuilt methods and all. I just taught you how to use it also. Okay. And the most important thing I taught you about is empty and how to use it, how to write the while loop. By using this in the future, you have to create your own. Is it clear? Okay. See, when you are making biryani, I told you, hey, one taste is missing. See, or add the salt. I have told you. Now it doesn't mean that salt should be added only to what? Only to biryani. No. Salt should be added to pulao. Salt should be added to any other thing. Yes or no? Yes. So the logic what I taught you is not only applicable for one program. You have to remember it permanently, and whenever it is required, you have to use it. Is it clear? So next time when you taste something, immediately you have to understand, okay, this I have experienced before, right? If this taste is missing, then I have to add some salt, right? Yes, that logic you have to understand. When you are looking at a program, you will understand one thing. Hey, what I have to do is I want to sort a string. Then you will understand, yes, sorting string is not possible. Sorting an array is possible. So like that your flashback should happen. Okay. So that's all in programming. In programming, you will learn one thing and you have to just use it in many other places. Okay, so we have understood about the stack. In the future, okay, I will be telling you about balanced parenthesis. Balanced parenthesis. In the example, example means like this. You have to tell whether one parenthesis string is balanced or not. They will give one string like this. Is it balanced? Yes, it is balanced. Is it clear? It is balanced. Okay. So next, is this balanced? No. For this opening bracket there is a closing bracket, but for this opening bracket where is a closing bracket? No. So this is not balanced. Okay. So is this balanced? No. Here there is a closing bracket, but for this there is no closing bracket. So this is also no. Right? Then is this balanced? No. For this open there is a closing, but for this open where is the closing? No. So I hope you have understood, what is balanced parenthesis. Is this balanced parenthesis? Yes. For this opening there is a closing, for this opening there is a closing, for this opening there is a closing, and for this closing there is a opening. So this is a balanced parenthesis. Right? Now I'll tell you the logic. I want you to try it on your own. Okay. So this is my string S, right? Maybe let's imagine this is my string S. In my string S, what should I do is, this is my stack. Okay, this is my stack. In my string S, first I have to see, hey, whether is this opening bracket. If it is opening bracket, then you add it. Is this opening bracket? Yes, add it. Is this opening bracket? No. If it is a closing bracket, you check the topmost element. Yes, topmost element is the same type. So I will tell pop the topmost element. It has popped. Then I will see this thing. Is this opening bracket? Yes, opening bracket means push. Okay. Then I will see a closing bracket. If I see closing bracket, I'll see whether this closing bracket is matching the opening bracket. Yes, it is matching. Then pop, I'll tell pop. Is this opening bracket or closing bracket? It's a opening bracket. Opening bracket means add. Then I will see, is this opening bracket or a closing bracket? It's a closing bracket. And if I see closing bracket, is the topmost element the same type of opening bracket? Yes. Yes means I'm telling pop. Okay. Then finally, I'll see this is a closing bracket. Closing bracket means don't push. Only opening bracket should be pushed to the stack. Closing bracket, I'm checking whether the topmost element, is it, right? Is it containing the same type? Yes. So I'll tell pop. After my for loop is completed, because each character I have checked, if my STK, if it is empty now after the for loop, means it is balanced parenthesis. Is it clear? If this is empty, it is balanced parenthesis. I hope it is clear. But don't think like that. As soon as it is empty, it is not balanced parenthesis. Why? Because like this, watch here. Okay, according to us, what's the logic here? According to us, okay. Tell me, when you see opening bracket, you will push. But when you see closing bracket, will you push? No. So when you are looking at the closing bracket, okay, maybe let me give this example, right? You are seeing opening bracket, so you are pushing it. Okay, done. You are seeing closing bracket. When you see closing bracket, you will see the topmost element. Is the topmost element, is it the same opening bracket? Yes, so you will pop it. Now you are seeing closing bracket. Closing bracket means, are you pushing anything? No. Then what will you do? You will check whether the topmost element, is it the same type, but there is no topmost element. Yes. You are seeing this closing bracket, there is no topmost element. Yes. Now don't you think now stack is empty? Yes, stack is empty. If the stack is empty, does it mean that it is balanced? It doesn't mean like that, right? That is why simply you can't tell that if the stack is empty, it is balanced. No. I hope you understood some problem, right? Yes. Okay. Think on how to do this. Develop the logic, because that is important in programming. You know how to push, you know how to pop. Okay. Yes, try to do it on your own. Maybe what you can do is you can search for the code of balanced parenthesis on the internet, okay, because you already know something about this. Okay, search the code, then you try to match whether your logic and that logic are same or not. Okay, maybe I'll do this after some days. I'll do this as an extra session, but I want you to try this so you will develop the logic. Okay, fine. So this was all about stack as of now, which I can explain. The next topics will be split method. Okay, the split method and what is split method, how to use, what will happen, everything will tell.